What is going on?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I just did my fasted cardio. About to hit a push day after this, so super excited about that. What about you? What's been going on today, brother?
Carson's been so patient, man. I mean, he is awesome, dude. So, I had a little back issue, so we were struggling through that a little bit since 4th of July. In physical therapy right now. So he's the physical therapist. I got his email. He's gonna work with me, Carson. We're gonna kind of tackle it at what he's doing with me, and then Carson's gonna wants to I'm gonna get them together, let them talk a little bit. We're gonna modify my routine or something around what he's doing,
Mm.
and stuff like that. So I just see good things coming. I mean, it's not a. I was bummed there for a little while, got a little depressed. It was just like, dang man, things started sliding back a little bit. But now I think we're right back on track. And then
Yeah.
I got COVID, and then I ended up getting COVID, and so Carson's like, it happens, man. It's life. It's
Yeah.
life. It happens. Now let's just pick up the pieces. I mean, as soon as
Yeah.
you feel better, kind of like Coach Eden said, is one call. There was days. I mean, I just couldn't give it. I mean, I'm just get there at the gym and I'm like, man, I ain't got it, dude. I'm like, Carson, I ain't got it. I'm sorry, man. Go home and I fall asleep and I don't wake up till morning. He goes, hey, you didn't log your meals, man. I understand. I'm like, shoot, I was asleep.
Yeah.
I wanted to eat. I go, it's either sleep or eat, man.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. When it comes to fitness, obviously there's so much things that can happen in your personal life, but it's all about like course correction, right? Just making sure that okay, like
Right.
set a little setback here, let's make sure that we get back. So really quick, man. I mean, obviously, I want to show off your transformation so far. Literally, we just started about two months ago, right? And you've been absolutely crushing it, right? Fat loss
Right.
is through the roof, and just like the muscle gain has been through the roof. And you're at 59 years old right now, right? We're
Right.
near 60, making this transformation. And so, for people who are watching, before we even get into the progress or anything else, just introduce yourself. What's your name? Where are you from? How old are you? Just a little bit about yourself, Tim.
Hey, well, I'm Tim Kelly. I'm from Bakersfield, California. I'm 59. I'll be 60 here October 6th, so just right around the corner. Pretty much was, not born here, but raised here. Been here pretty much all my life, whatever. My fitness journey's been kind of off and on. I never was a big gym guy, never was really into sports, nothing like that. Probably all started around, I'd say, my 40s, 45, somewhere around there, and then I'd go for a little while. I would start looking good, but I'd fall into bad habits, old habits, I'd start going out to bars again, start drinking again, go on vacation or something, and you just don't stick, then you just don't stick to it, and
Yeah.
it lasts for a little while, and then you put on all the weight again, you start back over, and you're right back where you started,
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Right now, obviously, comparing through your highest weigh-in, when we first started in the program, we lost about 22 pounds compared to your lowest weigh-in, right? So absolutely crushing it. But if I was to ask you, Tim, where were you in your fitness journey, before the aesthetic dream? Let's not even talk about the aesthetic dream yet. Let's not even talk about like the progress that you've made yet, right? Because obviously that's a lot of progress in such a short amount of time, even with COVID, even with all the things that's going on. But
Right.
where were you before in your fitness journey, before the
So,
aesthetic dream, and how were your body, your mindset, your discipline, energy levels, and everything else?
okay. So, before Aesthetic Dream, I did, I have tried other programs,
Yeah.
and, we talk about that a little bit. And I've talked with Coach Carson, and it's like, you hear a lot of people, I mean, you'll look around, you'll go, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that. And you jump around,
Mhm.
and the thing is, you got to be careful with that is not every program is for, I mean, I think it's for everybody. You got to find, it's kind of like therapy. You got to find a therapist that works for you. I mean, that fits, that meshes with you,
Mhm.
I've been with some, right before Aesthetic Dreams, year before March 23, I was
Mhm.
probably pushing a little over 250.
Mhm.
So I found another program. That guy got me off the couch,
Mhm.
got me motivated, got me, going. I had a trip in Spain or a Greece planned
Mhm.
in September, and I went from March to September, and I made a good change. It gave me my foundation. It gave me my energy, my confidence back, everything like that, or whatever. So then from September after vacation, holidays, kind of, stopped doing, didn't stick with it through the holidays, kind of fell back off a little bit. did a fitness challenge. That's where I think I strained my back a little bit. I started getting back in. I was pushing myself a little bit too hard, and I just didn't stick with the consistency. I mean, the guy had a good blueprint. We had a good blueprint, but I kind of just like, it was a power lifter, strong man, this and that or whatever. So it's just a little different tactic, a little different ideas and thought process, training, stuff like that or whatever.
Mhm.
Then I saw you, and then I saw you guys, and I'm just sitting there going, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna see what it's about.
Mhm.
Really, I was it was your free macro guide, man. I was like, I got it out in my macros. I'm like, I think that's where I go, I think I got the workout down. I think it's the new nutrition. That's where I need help. Actually, it's to me, after listening to you guys, listening to all the calls, the Monday calls, the everything, it's not just the macros, it's not just nutrition, what's it, the training, it's the overall mindset. It's the
Mhm.
overall, it's everything.
Mhm.
And that's what Aesthetic Dream brings to the table. I love the other programs I've done. They all had a purpose in my life. They all had a time and place,
Mhm.
and I worked with some great people, some great coaches, some great companies. So
Mhm.
I think Aesthetic Dream, you guys set yourself apart a little bit different. Your attention to detail,
Yeah.
working the mindset, not just working out and nutrition. It's day-to-day life. It's stuff that you can carry over to my job,
Mhm.
I can carry over to my life,
Yeah.
my family and stuff like that. So I had been, in a fitness journey and kind of been, back and forth,
Mhm.
so not, maybe you could say not real consistent or whatever, but the program I was in before was pretty brutal or whatever. So I came to it like, I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm just gonna do it. I mean, I was like, this thing was intense, but I'm like, it's pretty cool, killer workout. So I'm like, okay, but I'm gonna show up. I mean, I showed up in the gym and I'm pressing I got a 45-pound bar with not, I think, 5-pound or 10-pound weights on it,
Mhm.
I'm trying to do, squats or presses, and then you got these girls coming in putting 45 plates on it and just pressing away, and you kind of humbles you a little bit. You're like, damn,
Yeah.
but now look where I'm at, look where you're at. You just keep your nose to the grindstone and just go, okay, look, man, it's not about right now. It's about tomorrow, the next day. It's about next year. Where am I going to be next year? Do I still want to be the guy today, or do I want to be the guy, like you say, your alter ego, or the guy you're picturing, you're in your mind? The guy is like, you got a vision. It's like, okay, this is where I want to go. This is where I'm going to be. And that's what I'm gonna shoot for. When I sit down with you, and it was like, at first I was like, man, do I want to spend the money again? Do I want to do this, whatever? My wife now, I was my fiance at the time. She's like, you know what? It's what you like. It's what you do. You're passionate about it. Because I
Yeah.
do. Once I get in, they're like, oh my gosh, here goes Tim, and he's eating again. He can't eat with us. He can't do this.
Yeah.
He can't do that. And I'm like, you guys, it's not that restrictive, I got a plan. I just gotta, I gotta be mindful. I got a plan. I'm gonna save some calories. I'm gonna do something like that. I'll
Yeah.
be choosy. I might be choosy on what I want to eat or what I partake in, but so it wasn't really like I was like flopping around like a lot of different programs. I would say, if I had to say, I would say, if you get on a program, don't jump around with a bunch of programs.
Mhm.
But if you pick one, give it its due course, try it out. May not be for you, man. It just may not click.
Mhm.
Might not, right off the bat, if it doesn't click, then yeah, and find something else. If you're watching a bunch of influencers and you're just taking, oh, I'm going to take this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, or like that, everybody's going to see some success when they first start to working out. You're going to see success.
Mhm.
Everybody's going to see some success. You're gonna start feeling a little bit better. You get more energy. Hand sizes go down. Your drive goes up and stuff like that. Whatever. But you're going to come to a point where all that's going to kind of slow down,
Mhm.
or maybe even stop,
Mhm.
and you're going to be like, okay, what next?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I was. I was kind of like, okay, I stalled. I've been at 240, 230. I got down to 237, 220, got back up to 240 or something like that. And I'm like, what am I doing? I mean, I know I can follow a program, workout. I know the macros. I can kind of, figure out my TDE and count my macros and calories, but what am I missing? And that's kind of where what I'm finding here, is putting it all together. And then every great athlete has a coach. I mean, it's like there's a reason why boxers have trainers in NFL and NBA. They all have trainers, and baseball players they have trainers and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Funny
So
is a lot of people they don't understand that, right? When you're in school, you learn sports from a coach, right? Doing it the proper way, teachers, right? Teaching you the proper way, right? But with fitness, a lot of people they can't seem to drop their ego, right? Which I feel like is kind of weird because again, like if you haven't seen the consistent progress that you've been seeing for the past few years, right? It's like where does that ego come from? Like why is it so hard for you to ask for help, right? And that's exactly what you did, right? Were able to drop your ego. You were able to say, okay, I don't know everything. I'm trying my absolute best. Now let me actually look for some guidance, right? And so
right.
going through that process, Tim, of obviously being in the study dream, we're still chipping away. That's literally just been what since June, since you
Right.
first started, and right now we're only in August, so that's
Right.
about 2 months right there. Absolutely crushing it, right? Highest weigh-in, like I said, we would drop down for 22 pounds compared to our lowest weigh-in. So if I was to ask you, what have you achieved now that we're at a good place right now? Obviously, we're still chipping away at the next goal, the next goal. That's how
Right.
fitness is, right?
Right.
But what have you achieved so far, and how do you feel now, brother?
So far, if it was over right now, I'd be happy. I mean, I
Yeah,
was like, if I was at the
it's
end
just
right
the
now,
start.
I was like, man, I just started it. I'm like, hey, look, I'm down to, I got a size 36 pants on right now. I was in 42s.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there, I got like a nice shirt, It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm like, I got a trip in Spain. We got a trip coming up in Spain in September. And I was like, my goal was like, all right, man, I got to be crushing this for Spain, right? Hell, I
Mhm.
might have to go buy some new clothes now.
Yeah.
I'm like, hell, it's a couple weeks out, and I'm like, dang, I need to start trying on clothes. I might not have nothing that fits,
Yeah.
So, another goal was, and I think I told you in the intake and everything like that, or whatever. Is like, one of my goals this year was to get married. Was
Yeah.
I want to look good, and everything like that. It actually came a little quicker than I even really
Yeah.
that I that
Yeah.
out because 4th of July, we have a big family, we always have a big family vacation or whatever. And we planned a trip down to Oceanside and we're at the beach and all the kids flew in my daughters, a couple of my daughters and all my son and her kids, everybody was there. And I just asked her if you still want to marry me. And I was like, we've been engaged for 10 years. I said, let's do this right there on the beach. Let's just tell them it's a
Right.
it's a Christmas picture.
Yeah.
And we're not going to tell anybody other than her son who had been ordained to, and we let him marry us. So it was awesome, man. It worked out great. So I mean, literally two goals I set, get in shape for Spain and get married, I've already crushed. So
Yeah.
now it's like I've already told this is where I'm at right now. I've already told my wife
Yeah.
and the kids, okay, Father's Day, birthday, Christmas, guys, just all I want is you guys just Venmo my coach and re-sign me up. Just give me a gift certificate for study dream. It can be a reoccurring thing every year, and that you guys got me covered.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's it, man. We're
Yeah.
good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then
Yeah.
and I'm so proud of you. And realistically, a lot of people they tend to give up on themselves, right? Because look at you, man. You have so much energy, right? You're absolutely still crushing goal. You're still crushing life, right? And we're almost 60 at this point, like and a lot of people, even once they turn, I would hop on calls with people and they would say, hey man, like you think it's too late for me? It's like I'm like in my 40s, my metabolism's slowing down. I don't think I can make any more progress, even with a professional. I'm like, and I show them I show them all the other clients, right? Because you're absolutely crushing it, not using it as an excuse, but using it as your superpower, right? So,
Right.
again, brother, I'm super super proud of you, and this is literally just the beginning. But if I was to ask you, so obviously you were at this point, just literally 2 months ago where we had our first conversation and you were like, should I join this program? I've been through other programs, and
Right.
let's say somebody else was at that point where they're on the fence about making the transformation and making that decision for themselves, to join this study and change their life forever. What would you tell that person, if they were in the same place as you?
So what I would tell them is like, if you've if they've been trying other things and and they're just not quite getting there, whatever, I'd be looking at it like it's an investment in yourself. Okay. And if you look at like, any kind of investment or whatever, it's they're not really short term. I mean, they're just, I mean, you invest, whether it's a 401k at work or something like that, you're in it for the long haul. So I mean, you gotta give it a shot. I mean, if you're bouncing around, influencers, this and that, trying this and that or whatever, you're probably just not focused enough. You're just not
Yeah.
dialed. You have to try it, give it enough time to work. Don't jump out real quick. I mean, I would say, I mean, just like anything. I mean, bare minimum, anything you do, 90 days, man, at least minimum. You got to stick with it. You got to develop the habits.
Yeah.
So you're not going to do that overnight. You're
Yeah.
not going to change your bad habits, the next day. I'm not going to go, Francis, you're going, all right, Tim, man, I got you. I got your money. I got you on. We got you signed up. And then the next day go, hey, well, what happened? I thought I was going to change. You got to. Another thing is you get any of these programs, but I mean, your program stands out. There's reasons why I really like it. You get out of it what you put into it, too. Okay, so people they're going to be like, if they're on the fence or whatever like that, I'm like, yeah, look at me. I mean, it works, man. It works.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 59, 60, I got now I'm working around a back issue or like that. That's not an end all be all. It's like my physical therapist is like so excited. He actually told me, he said, Tim, with what you have, this the stenosis thing, whatever's going on, a lot of it's degenerative. It was age and stuff like that. I mean, I'm 60, But he said, people that come in with what you have that are not in the shape that you are,
Yeah.
are having a hard time walking.
Yeah.
He goes, they're in a lot of pain. He goes, you're not in a lot of pain. I understand that it hurts, there's certain movements that hurt, whatever. He goes, but it's because of your fitness journey and what you've done and where you're at. He goes, that you can do the things you are. And he goes, and that's what he wants to preserve. And that's what Kai's my coach, or we're going to work together, and that's what we're looking for. Just like I posted on the group chat. That's another thing I love about you guys. It's like, hey man, I mean, I'm going to 80, and Ian's like, hey, well, slow down. I'm like, no, heck no, man. It's like, I'm at 60, I'm pushing for 80 because it's like my parents are 85, they're in their 80s. My mom's got some sciatic problems. She's got some issues. My dad's, pacemaker, but he still gets out in his garden and does all this stuff or whatever. But if I look at it and I tell my kids, look, it's all about habits, man, early on. It's really about the habits you establish, whether it's the nutrition, the exercise, or whatever. Make it part of your life. Make it something that you just do, like brushing your teeth, you get ready for bed, make your bed, whatever it is. Just make it part of your life so that it's second nature to you.
Yeah.
It's just, you just go and do it. He goes, if you look at some of the doctors now, Dr. Gabriel Lyons is one of my like muscle centric or whatever. I mean, muscle is the fountain of youth. I mean, I'm just telling you, man, it's like, it's you listen to these people and and there's these different diets and stuff like that. It all comes back down to it's longevity and moving and just staying active. Having an active rest day. If you're on your rest day or whatever. I know everybody wants to chill, wants to do this or whatever. Go go biking with your kids. Go out and go do stuff. I mean, we don't have grandkids yet, but I mean that's another reason why I'm doing this whatever, because it seems like we're going to get grandkids a little later in life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
I want to be able,
Absolutely.
I want to teach my grandkids how to fish. I want to teach them how to throw a ball. I'm going to be there at their sporting events. I
Yeah.
plan on being,
I
want to be
want to
there.
see. I want to see 80-year-old Tim shredded. Okay.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely what I want to see.
Absolutely. It's like, they'll be like, I mean, my daughter right now, it's like, it was funny because, is I get comments at work, everybody's starting to see see the transformation and everything like that or whatever. And even my daughter is like, hey man, some of my friends are like, that's your dad? They're like, yeah, that's, and I'm like, hey, I'm married, but it's, yeah, it's, I, she went through she went through a little breakup, whatever, and it's like, what did dads do? And wife says, hey, you get a plane ticket, you go up there and you help her move, and he went up and help her move. So she's actually, she's on a fitness journey right now. And I told her, I said, hey, this is the perfect time right now. Forget about everything else. You take time for you. Take time out. Focus on you. Don't worry about anything else or whatever. Worry about work and this and do this. I go, do it for me. I mean, do it for yourself, but just take a break. Take a break.
Yeah.
And start this. And she's loving it.
Absolutely,
Just
absolutely.
she's
Awesome,
really,
man.
yeah, she's excited. We
Yeah,
we trade recipes, these recipes all the time
yeah,
and different things. So
yeah,
yeah, it's awesome. It's
yeah,
awesome. That's one of them. They're all really active. I mean, I go to yoga with my stepdaughter, and it's like it's great, man.
yeah.
It's a lot of
You're pushing that positive energy that you've seen in yourself into other people that you love, which is absolutely amazing. Tim, this was awesome, man. I think it's going to motivate so many people. Like realistically, I love your energy, right? And it's funny, right? Just because you being at this age and you have the highest energy, right? I love it. Just because, again, because of your fitness, because you've been taking care of yourself, because that you don't use age as an excuse as to why you can't be where you want to be. You use it as your superpower, like what I said. So, super proud of you. I know we just started. This client interview is a little early, but I know how much progress you've made, and so happy you are with your progress. That's why I really wanted to get you on here, man. So I know this is going to motivate so many people, right?
yeah,
With just
no
like
worries, man.
your progress.
Wait till this time next year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We got to
Right?
do another one. We got to do that.
Wait.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was
Awesome.
like, man, I mean, I'm seeing abs, and it's like, I mean, I think last time I could just start to see my abs was maybe when I was 45, I did a little fitness thing. I think I did P90X or something like that or whatever. Just started to see some abs or whatever like that. But yeah, it was like, holy smokes, man. This is
Yeah,
like,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
So consistency, man, consistency. Once you get
Yeah,
in it, it's like Coach says, consistency. Come on, you know,
yeah,
work with the coaches, listen to them, fill out the program. Participate. Just get in there, participate. Give you guys a chance. If anybody's on the fence, man, I'm just gonna say, hey, man, it's you can either say man, where do I want to be, a year from now or 90 days from now or just like right here, it's like either start today or, wish,
never
90
start.
days,
Yeah,
you're going to be like, damn, I wish I would have started,
yeah,
it's life's busy.
yeah,
So I get it. We have kids, we have jobs, we have school, we have everything. I don't know what a person's circumstances are. I don't know what's going on or whatever. The thing is if you don't make the time for yourself, if you don't, if you don't make the time to take care of yourself, this and that or whatever, the illnesses,
mm,
the injuries and this and that, or they're gonna come, dude.
yeah,
They're gonna come,
absolutely.
And just like my physical therapist said, and he goes, "Hey, dude, if you weren't where you are right now, you'd be in a lot more pain. You'd
Yeah,
be struggling to walk right now." So I'm just telling you, man, it's like invest in yourself, invest in your family.
mhm,
It's a game changer. It honestly is, man. You know, try to
absolutely, absolutely.
establish it's good, healthy habits,
Mhm.
stuff like that. So, but I
Yeah,
love man, Francis, I love your program. You set yourself, you really set yourself apart. You do.
mhm,
I mean, like I said, I won't knock any other program, but yours is different to the point that your guys' one-on-ones and your guys' personal detail is so is is so much more than what I've seen.
yeah,
Okay. I
absolutely.
mean, it's like you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to have this Monday call that everybody can jump on. We have a group and everybody supports each other. It's a big family or whatever. And everybody gives everybody shouts out and whatnot and stuff. And it's like, and each coach takes a topic, whether it's working out, whether it's life, whether whatever. I mean, you even said, hey, if you got an idea, shoot it to me, and we'll, maybe we'll do it. But it's the attention to personal detail, man.
Mhm.
It's really the coaches calling you and just having this one-on-one Zoom. I mean,
Yeah,
I've gotten little messages going, "Hey, you're doing great. Keep it up."
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, thanks. All
yeah,
right. Yeah,
absolutely,
okay.
absolutely. Well,
Like, you know,
that's the main point, man. So that's why we do this is again, I don't think there's any point in my opinion, obviously, of having a coach if you don't even have access to your coach, right? And that's why we try to do that for each and every single one of you guys, is having that personal detail to make sure that, yeah, you know that we're on your ass, right? We can see everything. So that's why you've been making this progress, man, is because you've been pushing yourself as hard as possible. And not only that, but drop your ego, you ask for help, and on top of that, you're
yeah,
very coachable, right? Open-minded, which I feel like is the most
yeah.
thing. So, Tim, this was awesome, brother. Like I said, I think this is gonna motivate so many people. And yeah, man, I will message you right after this. All right, brother?
All right, no problem, Francis. Have
All
a
right,
good
brother.
day, man. All right, see ya.
Bye.